Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus. WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is committed to your safety with 6 hours of continuous team coverage.
This is a relentless storm, Dave.
We're fortunate we all made it out alive.
And our network of sky cams across the state alerting you to danger, bringing you live footage of tornadoes as they touch down in Wathau County.
Look at this, Chase. Guys, look at that.
This is ground zero almost. I mean, this is really hard to stomach, like I said.
We take our commitment to being on your side seriously, and together, we're Mississippi Strong. Weekdays, stream First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Thanks for joining us for WLBT First Alert Weather Plus. It is Wednesday.
Yep.
It is finally not as gloomy, not everywhere anyways, and it's a little bit warmer.
Yep, finally hitting 50 degrees across most of central Mississippi as we see cloud cover starting to kind of build back in again. Now, earlier in the day, it was more clear here in Jackson, but we kind of are seeing the clouds start to return. We still have a lot of contrast in the temperatures as well. A few spots, especially the further north you are of I-20, then many of you still lingering in those 40s like Lexington, Carthage, even Vicksburg, still sitting around 46 degrees. But this afternoon, we do expect to warm into those low 50s to mid 50s across much of the area. Around 54 is where we expect the high temperature. Although I'm thinking closer to 52 now that it's already 2:30.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll make it that warm. Some places further south have already made it to about the mid 50s, but we're probably not going to warm much more than where we are since those clouds are already starting to push back in. Now, we did have thick clouds that lingered overnight last night and into early this morning. That kept us from making it to the 20s in many places. So that was maybe a blessing if you weren't looking forward to a freeze overnight last night. But it was still cold as we got out the door this morning.
Yes, and that cloud cover, it's important you mention it because that's kind of going to be the same story heading into overnight. We're still going to be cold, but we're going to see a lot of that cloud cover moving in overnight ahead of rainfall that we're going to see for your Thursday. So it's the effect is kind of opposite depending on if it's daytime or nighttime. Cloud cover and having rain overnight actually keeps you a little bit warmer than you would normally be, but having it during the day, of course, makes you cooler. So we're going to see temperatures ranging pretty much in the 40s throughout the day on your Thursday. Briefly drying out a little bit in the afternoon. So a few spots, the spots to see the least rain potentially reaching around 50, but many spots you're staying in the 40s, both through the overnight and into the afternoon on tomorrow because of constant rainfall. Even towards 9 p.m., still seeing a lot of those showers. And it's likely where you see some of the heavier rainfall. A few people, especially earlier on your Thursday, could hear a few rumbles of thunder, but mostly just rainfall. And for your Friday, it's going to be overcast, but more dry. We'll see some stray showers possible through the day, especially south of I-20. The closer you are to Louisiana and the Gulf Coast, that's where we'll see most of the rainfall. But overcast is going to be the main story throughout your Friday. And then showers moving back in overnight, though, into parts of your Saturday. So overall, it's going to be pretty rainy and also pretty cool heading towards the end of this week.
Yeah, so our big story from the start of the week that was cold and wet, that still remains the same. That's the big story. Temperatures will be kind of rinse and repeat Thursday and Friday. Maybe some of you don't make it to the 50s tomorrow because of that rain, but either way, it's going to be cold and wet, and that's still going to be the story through Saturday. Now, Sunday we expect to dry up, and we might see temperatures climb a little bit higher, but here's the thing. We get another push of polar air, just colder air heading into the start of next week. So highs are actually going to fall from the potential mid 50s to the mid 40s, getting you into Monday of next week. And then we're back down to near freezing as we head into Tuesday morning.
I was about to sneeze and it disappeared.
I hate when that happens.
Sorry. Yeah.
We've got a pretty quick warming trend into Wednesday of next week. In the middle and the end of the week look like they're going to be mostly dry. Now, there's a chance that I keep seeing recurring that we maybe see some random showers heading into the end of next week and the following weekend. But overall, the end of next week is at least going to be warmer, or is expected at this point to be warmer than where we've been all of this week.
Yep. So we're getting a break from kind of the dreary conditions that we had to start off December. And that's great news for a lot of the events that are going to be going on. A lot of the parades were rescheduled and things like that. So if you want to go outside and see the lights and everything, next week it's going to look like a better time than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and if you were planning on going to Capital City Lights tomorrow, we did get word that they're planning on canceling that just because of the rain. It's going to be really difficult to do anything outdoors tomorrow, unfortunately. So if you had any kind of outdoor plans, be it a school function, a city function, community function, it's going to either need to be moved indoors or rescheduled, most likely to next week. That's about it. Cold and wet, and then not as cold and not as wet.
Yeah.
So that's how our first alert forecast is shaping up. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. We don't have anybody in the chat right now, but Annea will be on Studio 3. I'll be on WLBT News at 4 and 4:30, and Dave will be in regular schedule today. He and I will join you back here at 6:30 if you prefer the digital newscast. If you have any questions that you come up with between now and then, save them and ask them at 6:30, and we'll see you then.
Bye.